Praise the Lord. Good morning, everybody. Today we're starting off once again with couch stretch. Looking at it, I'd say I have gained a considerable amount of, I'm going to call it aptitude. Probably the wrong word, but that's what I'm going to call it in this movement pattern. I'm now able to sit with what looks like square hips on this side, and it doesn't feel like my body is twisting to one side and trying to eat itself. It's a weird way to put it, but that's what it felt like. I'm quite happy with the progress in the couch stretch. Coming in stretching my glutes, I felt a wonderful stretch today, and as you can see on the left side, I am finally learning how to truly elongate my hips and go into the stretch, so I'm quite happy with it. Butterfly, same exact thing. The left side, I'm learning how to stretch through my left hip, and it is allowing me to truly do the butterfly, and I'm getting quite deep in it. I'm quite happy with it. Coming into some side bends. This side looks great like usual. I could probably make improvements on it, but I'm not really focused on making improvements on this side until I get my other side up to par. And as you see here, my left shoulder is collapsed. My right lat is still too tight to be able to properly do this movement. So I may start doing 2 sets on this side to try to truly unlock the side bend. Doing some twists. Highly recommend doing twists for anybody who is experiencing any kind of back pain. You will discover which side is more tight than the other and be able to address that with more rotations on that side. Today I decided that since I am going up to the 60-pound swing, that it is wise for me to start working on the bottom position of the squat. But you know, looking at the footage, definite work in progress, and looking at the footage, I'm definitely somebody who needs to be straddling my hips to truly get into a deep squat. Whereas for the longest time, I always wanted to have my feet closest together like you saw in the first portion of the clip. Nonetheless, felt pretty good. All the stretching that I'm doing is definitely helping with getting into the bottom position. Moving into stretching my toes, I've shockingly gained a ton of mobility in my toes, which has translated to better knee and overall hip health, which absolutely shocks me, to be completely honest with you. I didn't think that it would have that much carryover, especially with how short of the duration that I've been doing it for, but wow, huge carryover. Moving into some hamstrings. My thoracic is not as bent as it was. I'm looking pretty straight, happy with that, other than, you know, when I'm trying to exaggerate and touch the floor. But I think I'm going to start doing 2 sets of hamstrings, as well as 2 sets of middle splits, as well as 2 sets of side bends, just to really work on those areas. Speaking of middle splits, as you can see, I did not go as deep as I have in the past, but I did really work that upper range forward and backwards, and it felt really good. My ankles feel a little toasty today, not as agile as other days, otherwise I would have gone deeper into the split. Once again, going into stretching my hands. As you can see, I'm looking a lot more square, a lot more sturdy overall, and the circles did not require me to adjust my shoulders a bunch of times, so I'm making huge progress. My finger mobility has dramatically increased as well. I've never been able to do what you're seeing currently, ever, and it feels really nice to be able to do it. I truly want to be able to get to an elite level of hand mobility, wrist mobility, finger mobility, to be able to truly get into doing high-level calisthenics. I feel like somebody who is in the 230 weight range would really benefit from being able to have full body strength. Not only would it be impressive for other people, but it would be impressive for me because I used to be able to do, I'm going to call it intermediate level skills calisthenic wise, and now I can hardly do anything because of how much I weigh. But if my hands are no longer a limiting factor, I know that I would begin to progress very, very quickly, which is absolutely what I want to get into in the long term. It's been nice lifting kettlebells and getting strong from a weight perspective, but relative strength needs to increase mightily, and bodyweight training is the way to go to increase relative strength. Moving on to some internal external rotations with the 40. Today felt really good with these. On the left side, I noticed that my left rear delt was firing really hard towards the end. So as you can see here, I just started stretching that position to really try to emphasize getting that rear delt firing before I went into these around the worlds. The around the worlds felt really good. It truly felt like my body was going around the bell rather than me trying to put the bell around me, and it made the movement way more comfortable. Moving into some swings. I'm still not going as deep as I think I would like to go, but I am liking the overall form. Also note that I am now doing the 60 for 10 sets of 10, and I will probably stay here for, my guess is about 2 months before I move up to the 75. I can swing the 106 that I have for 10 reps with no problem, but I want to build up to that since I am currently doing this every day. I want my body to be so used to it that it feels light, so my body is fully prepared for anything and everything that I decide to pick up, maneuver, and do in the future. And once I get up to the 106, I'm thinking that I will start training rotational training, left and right, swings and whatnot, as well as begin to include stuff like with my heavy clubs and my maces and whatnot. Overall, it looks like my posture has gotten better with these movements, which I'm really happy about. And it looks like my left foot is starting to reestablish itself. I think that's a good word for it. My left foot is beginning to open itself up, and my arch is beginning to fire again, and all of this stretching is absolutely paying off, and it has been such a short amount of time. I'm in awe of how much progress. I keep saying it every video, it seems like, but I'm in awe of the progress that is happening in just this short amount of time, and I cannot wait to see what it's going to be like when I hit that 30-day mark. At this point, I'm thinking that I'm going to continue doing this type of training where I'm doing mobility and basic swings, and then I'll probably include like clean and press and some club work and probably some snatch work, since it's going to tighten up any loose ends. But that's for another time. Anyways, finished as per usual with stretching up my lats. It was a good stretch. Truly felt like my thoracic was getting the attention that it needed, and I feel like tomorrow I will have even better form when it comes to doing the swings. Thank you all for watching. It's been a glorious day. All glory to Jesus. Thank you all for watching. Have a blessed day, and talk to you tomorrow.